Hey, I'm back here in SÆLIG, and this is going to be episode 2. Flip the soup around a few times. Okay. I decided to start on the menu and load the game because I like the load menus and the pictures and everything. So I want to show all that off. So this episode, we need to start to build houses. Last episode, I put down a market and I put down a bunkhouse and my house. So now what I need to do is collect wood and make nails. So I'm just going to head over here to this tree. We're going to chop the tree down. Now the trees don't fall down. You just stand next to it and collect wood from it. I'm hoping that one day there'll be an update that has to you have to come out here and gather wood. But for now the trees are immortal. So we're just going to chop some wood. So let me look at the house. I can already build nails. Right. It's because I've already upgraded it to have a workbench. And if I click on one of these small plots, I'll click building development, and I can look and see that a hut, which is what we need to build, costs 270 silver, 5 wood, 10 nails, and 20 pegs. Oh, not 10 nails, just 5 wood and 20 pegs. So we need to collect 5 wood. And I wonder how many pegs I can get from a log. If I go here and I go to information, I come and I look at the recipe, and I need 1 wood for 5 pegs. So I'm going to need four logs. So I need 9 wood total. So I'm just going to let my guy sit here and chop some wood. And eventually some people are going to move in. Now I changed the setting to where the average amount of money that someone has when they move in is 0. So people are going to move in with no gold. But I put the high amount, it's set as normal. The normal amount is 100,000. So sometimes a rich guy might move in with 100,000 gold and he'll build a bunch of businesses and stuff. But most people, when they move in, they're not going to have anything. They're going to need to forage for food and all that stuff on their own. But I'll have to provide too. I can build farms and everything. I want to make sure that I keep chopping wood. Okay, there. I only have 3 wood so far. Now the bunkhouse is still empty. And yeah, there are cats that walk around. You can, whoops. Let me go back to chop trees. The game says that you can have pet dogs and pet cats will follow your character around. But I have never actually triggered one of the animals to do that. So maybe in this series here, we're going to get ourselves one of these animals to follow us around as our pet. Maybe a cat or a dog or a chicken, pet chicken. Now, while I'm cutting wood, I'm going to zoom out and I'll show you this town. Now, this is the only town on the map. Whoops, let me zoom out here. It's empty. And the rest of the land around here, oh, there's some houses up towards the north. Looks like probably a road that goes up this way. But yeah, the people are going to have to leave the town and come out here to forage for food and fish. And let me see. Is there any exits right next to the lake? This one? Nope. Here comes somebody over here. He is Bannon, the horse breeder. So I could buy horse. So these guys will come in town and they'll sell horses. And all these NPCs and also me, we can all buy horses. Or you can get it onto a horse and ride around the map faster. So we'll see if some of these NPCs, when they start to get money, they'll be riding horses around. And I'm going to come over here and make sure I'm chopping wood. Okay, I got 7, so I only need 2 more. And let's see. It's getting dark. Getting dark. Snowy, cold night. There was some kind of thing I want to look at. I want to see my player needs. I want to turn those off. Oh, they're off. Okay. Yeah, so I don't need to eat. I don't need to sleep. I can die, though. I can die if I get attacked by somebody. And it is dangerous. We could be attacked at any moment. We don't have any weapons. The only weapon I have is my axe. And some new people might move in with some weapons. But nobody lives here yet. Alright, so I have enough wood. So I'm going to come back to my house over here. We'll slow time down a little. And I'm going to select nailed. Pegs. They're called pegs. Let's build some of these wooden nails. And let's see. It shows here 100% done. Okay. Wooden pegs production at your house has stopped because the item cannot be made due to missing ingredients. Right, because I know why. So let's click our character. We're going to open the house. We're going to take all this wood. We're going to drop it. We're going to drop 4 logs into the house. Oops. Like that. So now I can make pegs. I'm going to look at the recipe for the bow and arrow. It only takes 2 wood. And arrows take iron, right? So if I want to have a bow and arrow, I'd have to go and gather some iron to make the arrows. And there's no iron mine on the map yet. I need to build an iron mine. Same with the axe and the pickaxe. So yeah, I'm stuck with only my axe for now. And let me see. Here's my guy. Open up my pack. Whoops, not my pack. My personal stash. So I do have some items in here in my personal stash. I have this exquisite sword. I'll take down here and put... I won't use it yet. I'll keep it there. And I also have a Viking axe. That'll be good to attack people with. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and equip the Viking axe right now. And I'll put my regular axe into my personal stash. That way I'm a little better equipped, just in case some raiders decide to come in here while I'm by myself. Alright, let's speed time up, and we'll check on our production. It's 52% done. And I forgot what I said. How many did I need? 20 pegs and 5 wood. Alright. I'm level 1 at peg production. I have 5 pegs. Our production's at 99. There we go. Now we got 10. Cool. All we need is 10 more. While I'm waiting, I'm going to look around. I still want to find that door that's closest to the lake. So there's one door here, and it's right next to some water. So they can fish right here at the entrance. Now the second one is over here. Oh, and this is even better for fishing. That's kind of the only reason why this is here. It opens right up here. I can build... There's 2 plots here I could buy. I could build a fishing dock and a trading dock. Yeah, so one can be a trading dock, one can be a fishing dock. The trading dock needs 36 wood, 144 pegs, and 3,600 silver. So I only have 1,900 silver. But what I'm going to do is build a house, upgrade the house to as high as it can go, and then I'm going to rent the house out to somebody. And they'll come move in here and they'll rent my house. I'll probably just build a base. I won't upgrade it. If you upgrade the house, it'll cost more rent. Well, you can adjust the rent too. I'll wait till I build it, and then we'll talk more about it later. let's check on how many pegs we have. 15. And the next batch is 83% done. So we're going to be building that house pretty soon. Now, when you play this game, kind of more like other games, everything you do is more meaningful and serious to the rest of the compared to like the rest of the game. So the people in this village, uh, they're attached to the buildings, and what am I trying to say here? Everything you do matters to the rest of the game. It's all tied together. You know what I mean? So your people, the people that live here, the more people you get, it's harder and harder to live. There's going to be a lot of people probably dying. There's crime. They'll murder each other and stuff. And it's our job to try to keep things balanced, right? Yeah, I don't really know what I'm trying to say. This game's sweet though. This game is in depth. It's detailed. It goes deep. This is a deep game. I guess that's what I'm trying to say here. So what's my pegs? I'm not doing production. I wonder why I stopped. I ran out of wood. So let's throw one more log into our house, and we're gonna finish up our pegs. Oh no, I do have enough. I have enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab that log back out of my house. I have 4. Oh right, crap. Well, that's all right. So that log that I put in the house, and then I started making pegs. It it, it put the log into production. Now it's stuck there, so we'll just have to go and chop the trees to get one more log, then we can build the house. And I have the settings. I picked the settings, I think, in my first episode. I put it down so they have to forage. The bunker has no heat. Fires can spread. But I do have a well. I have 3 wells, so that's crazy. I'll be fine with fire. Whoops. Okay, I got 5 wood. There we go. So let's pick our first plot. Large, large, small. Right there. So I'm going to buy the plot. The plot is going to be free. Because of the low population, I'm free to claim it for myself, and the tax will be 20 silver. So I'll claim the plot of land. I'm going to walk over here. I'll walk right over next to it. It's pretty dark. The screen looks pretty dark. So trying to see if there's any way to increase the brightness. I don't see anything. That's fine though. So I'll come here, I'll click on the small plot. We're going to throw in our wood. I'm going to go back over to our house and pick up the pegs because I left them at home. Just like real life, you go to do something and you leave everything at home. You got to go back and get it. So we're going to take all of these pegs and put them in our pocket. We only need 20. I'll put the rest of them back. Now I'll head back to the house. Speed it up a bit. My fitness leveled up. So we'll take our nails and throw them in here. Click the small plot. I'm going to click building details. And we'll put the hut up. Now while the hut's being built, I'm going to come back to the tree and we're just going to chop. And I'm going to fill my pack up with wood. So we'll let my guy stand over there and chop trees. So now I take my hut, I click rental management. I'm going to put rent down to 10 silver. So make it really low. And I'll offer for rent. Now, while the people are living here paying rent, I can upgrade the building. I can put all these different upgrades in there, but I can keep rent at 10. It might have to go from 10 to 20. Like it might not, 10 might not be the lowest you can go after you upgrade it. I don't know. We'll find that out. But the cool thing is after I upgrade it all the way, I can put it for sale, and then I can sell it to somebody or the person who's living in it. The last update told me that you can sell houses while people are renting it, so we're going to see if that works. That sounds really cool. I just have to make sure that I'm standing here chopping. Yeah. And now we wait. We wait and see who comes in here. It'll tell us a population, I think. Population 1. Yeah, so it's just me right now. Nobody else. Wood chopping failed. So I'll click this house here and let's see what we need to upgrade it. So we just need a lot of different wood. Wooden racks. So we got a small fire for 5 wood. Better beds for 13 wood. A workbench for 5 wood. Tanning racks for 5 wood. High quality wattle and dab cost 20. And you can build a garden and it costs 16. The gardens are nice. Once you get a bunch of houses, gardens, your people start living pretty well. So it looks like I'm just not chopping wood, or it keeps failing or something. Oh, you know what? I know why. I know why. Because this axe is no good for chopping down trees. Yeah, it is. Let me try. I'll put the regular axe in there, and I'll go try to chop wood again. I keep failing when I use this axe, so I'll just keep this axe in my stash. And now this stash, the personal stash, what it does is if I end up dying, everything in my personal stash I keep, but when you die, all of this stuff uh, gets usually collected by whoever's closest to your body. They come and they take it away from you. Unless yeah, so. And you can't come back. So if you start over as either your child, or you can play as your wife, or any family member. I think you can play as any family member. Or even if you start a new game, this persistent storage goes with you from each game. So it's like an alternate dimension backpack or whatever. Okay, so here we go. The Dolman family has been seen moving in to Scrodensbrig, and rumor has it they have a fair amount of silver. So here they are. Let's see. It looks like a whole family. It's got a wife. There's a husband. And there's their kid. The wife is 34 years old, Baldrida. She's the merchant. Kid is 8 years old. And the husband is also a merchant. So they work here at the market. So now I can go over to the market and start putting wood and selling wood in the market. But I'm not worried about that because I own these 2. I could build one more house. I think I'm going to go for one more house before I start to upgrade this one. That way we can get some more people in here. A lot of people are going to live in the bunkhouse. That's where they moved in right now anyways. So they haven't taken my house for rent yet. What do I got? 5 wood? Alright, so I'm going to go and put a fire pit inside this house. Why not? I know I just said I would build another house, but whatever. Open up the hut. We'll take our 5 wood. We'll put the 5 wood in there. We'll give it a fire pit. See if we'll entice them to move in here. In the next new house I build, I'll give it a fire pit. Because they can't keep warm in the bunkhouse. Anyone who lives in the bunkhouse, they're going to be cold. And I don't see any fire pits spawn yet. So at least one of my families that moves in is going to need a fire pit. So that way they're going to come rent this house when winter comes. So I got a letter here. The elders. Baldrida is an elder now. I am no longer the elder. So she's older than me. How old is my guy? I start out, I think the youngest you can be. Yeah, I'm 18. So I start out as the beginning of my life here. So I just paid 60 land tax. Because all the land you own, you have to pay taxes to the king. So I own this house here, so I paid the king 60 gold. And you can't change it. You can change it in the options, but in game you can't decide like, hey king, I'm not paying you. Not yet anyways. Alright, so I got more wood. So I'm gonna need 9 wood total. As soon as I get 9 wood, I'll come back to my house, make a couple of pegs. I only need 3 batches. So I need 8 pieces of wood. Ooh, I had to cough a lot. So here's a family here. The Montague. The Montague family has been seen moving into Scrodensbrig, and judging by their smell, they probably don't have much silver. Alright, so here's our new family. Let's see what they're like. Are they way over here? Oh no, that's the horse guy. Yeah, so here's her, Sophie, her husband Cynic, and it looks like they have a baby and a kid. And I want to show too, like, okay, if I zoom into them, the game's paused, and you zoom really far in and you look at the people, they're moving. Right, they're moving. The game doesn't pause. So if you put it on pause and you go and you fall asleep, the people are going to slowly walk around and do their stuff. They're going to go fish and swim and go to the market because they move and it's not paused. So that's kind of fun, but also kind of weird. I've never seen a game that doesn't pause, that pauses in slow motion like this. And yeah, you can leave it sit here on pause and they'll walk around and they'll do stuff and they'll go to work but it's just really slow. It takes hours. But anyway, I just wanted to point that out since now we have some people and it's paused and I can show you. But anyway, it is what it is. Just be careful. Don't pause it and walk away and stay away and go to sleep because you'll come back and your game will still be running, even though you think it isn't. Wood chopping failed. This guy sucks at chopping wood. I guess that's me, so that means I suck at chopping wood. I'm good at skinning and butchering. I'm really good at fitness. Let me go down here. What does it say my wood chopping skill is? It's at 8. I have 8 wood chopping skill. I'm better at collecting eggs. Well, the more I chop, the better it'll be. So here's somebody with the last name Crawford. And she is not married. Is she trying to talk to me? How old is she? She's 20. I'm 18. I'm going to talk to her. So in this game, when you talk to people, this screen here comes up. And first what I do is I ask her questions. So she doesn't have a family. What's her favorite food? Fruit. Who's your best friend? She doesn't have one. Do you have many friends? I don't have any. How do you feel about working? Oh, the Hayden family moved in. You gotta do this fast because you can't really pause it. So she doesn't like the king. How do you feel about work? So now you can go here and decide about your chat. So what do you want to talk about? She doesn't really like any of this stuff. We'll talk about the king. The Buene family has moved in. Alright, so I gotta get out of here. So when you talk to people, it doesn't pause, and the game still flies through by. Drives me nuts. I wish you could pause the game, but whatever. We're gonna go back to chopping trees, and we'll worry about talking to people later. If she walked up over to me, I figured she wanted to say something, but we got a little boost. Oh no, we didn't. Underneath people's pictures, let me take somebody else. Ord. No, he doesn't have one. Yeah, so under her picture is this blue hexagon, and it can turn green or red, and it tells you how much they like you or hate you. So what do I got here? 5, 6, 7. All I need is one more log. I can build another house. And somebody is now living in my house paying rent. So let's see who it is. They were paying 25, but whatever. I'll put it back down to 10. And go to information. So it's this Hayden family. Cool. Now here he is right here. He's living in that house. But in our bunkhouse, if you look at the bunkhouse, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people living in the bunkhouse. 2 families. Speed it up just a bit. And let me see. Up here in the corner, there's a positions of power. And you can click here on the city name. It says 13 civilians, and there's 3 positions available. So when you click on it, you can see here's the elder. I can apply to be the abbot, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to apply to be the abbot. Control church, donations, bless someone. But there's no church yet. We do have to build a church, so build a church later. Now here, you can change how much each of the fines are worth. And whoever is the sheriff collects these fines. So if someone murders someone and you catch them, you get paid $5,000. I think that's how it works. I haven't played it yet since the system's been implemented, so we're going to find out. But I think that's how it works. If I try to attempt to murder someone and I get caught, I have to pay $1,000. And I get sent into a pit. There's a pit that they throw you into. And then you sit down at the bottom of the pit for a while. And sometimes you could starve to death sitting down there. I can't because I have immortality on, but other people, if you turn that off and live like a normal person, not like an immortal person, you can get thrown in the pit. You'll starve to death. Like these other NPCs. And these NPCs, unlike other games, they kind of act like players. They eat, they sleep, they talk to each other, they have relationships. You know, they can open businesses. Like, and if they both have 2 businesses that are the same, they'll fight with each other and burn each other's businesses down, or they'll try to murder each other's families and stuff. It's crazy. And there can be prostitutes. You can have prostitutes walking around the bars and shit. But then you have to hire, if you become a guard, you can go around and stop it, you know. Crawford family has been seen moving in. I already talked to a Crawford once. Maybe there's 2 Crawford families now. So let's head over to our person and whoops. Alright, so camp chest. Did I set my camp up? Oh, I did. I accidentally put down a camp. Can I get rid of it? No, whatever. That's fine. Instead of chopping trees, I set up my camp next to the trees, but actually that kind of looks cool. So I have enough wood now, and it took all day, and now it's dark again. Awesome. So if I come back to the land, if I come back down and zoom in and look up, it's probably better to see it. So we are going to buy the small plot of land right here. We're going to pay 600 silver for it. And then I'm going to, whoops, I did that in the wrong order. Whatever, it's fine. We're going to come to our house. We're going to make a couple of pegs. And then we'll go back and hopefully build the house and start to rent it before I have to pay taxes. And I do want to check on my hut, and I'll see if this guy Costella. So the goobers are the poor people. The Costellas are like middle class. That's what I am. One step over that is something. Let me look at it. It's in the Wikipedia thing. Global search. Menu. Where the heck is it? Yeah, it's whatever. I'm gonna make some nails. So we're gonna throw 3 logs into the house. We'll get him to start making nails while I'm doing this other shit. You gonna make nails. Oh, up here in the left corner. It used to be over here in the right corner. Yeah, see, all these buttons have moved around. So here's the file that says notable families. So here's all the families that live in my town: the Dolemans, the Haydens, the Montagues, and then me, the mayor. It looks like I'm on the bottom. I have the lowest score. I hear them talking to each other. And here are the players with their score who play this game. So if I do really good, I'll be put on top of this list. Now, I've never made it to the list yet. The lowest person on the list here, Garman Gabus, Garstein, he's got, let's see, 1,270,327 points. So that's my goal. I want to at least get on the bottom of this list. So here is global search. Let's see, is this gonna do something? Food. Okay, so I can look stuff up. I can look stuff up here. So let me see. Nails. Yeah, so I can look up nails. Now I gotta think. What was the thing I was trying to find? So I have 5 nails. I need 3 more sets to get 20. I need 20 nails and 5 wood. I can build that house over here. Oh, right. Okay, so I remembered now exactly what I wanted to look up. Wealth level. So let me type in wealth. Oh. Let me type in Kotsetla. 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 Yeah. How about class? Class. Social class. Here we go. So a goober is the poor people. Costella is the average person. A Genat is a wealthier person. And then the richest of the rich is the Thagnessen. But they're not really rich or poor. They're just chosen by the king. But they need to have 30,000 silver. So we'll try to get this. We're trying to get the king standing. What is it? 4,000. Okay, cool. I'm not going to read all of this stuff. Basically, just says poor people, middle class, rich, and then king's chosen. Just like the year 884 in England. I think that's probably how it worked. So let's head back over to our house and check on the nails. We have 10, and we're 50% done with these other ones. Sweet. And let's see the population. It says 13 total. So 13 people live here. Hell yeah. Middle of winter. I'll hit speeds things up here. Your guy has like a habit of he stops doing stuff sometimes. It seems like, especially chopping trees. All right, so let's see. 95% done. All right, I got one more batch left. One more batch of nails, and then I can put down another house. And we'll see if someone from the bunkhouse will move into it, or if someone brand new will move in to take it to rent it. I don't think the bunkhouse has any limits. I think that I don't think there's a limit to how many people live here. I think anybody can live here. Could be like the highest that I have the population set is at 600. The vanilla game is 300, but you can go in the files that you could change it to have 600, but that's the maximum. So we can have 600 people live here. Now, can this map support 600 people? Probably absolutely not. So we'll probably never actually reach 600. But that just means that we're going to have big swaths of our population in poverty. But that's all right. We'll just have to deal with it. Light up my doobie. Yeah, there used to be a page with this SÆLIG Wikipedia stuff in it, but I don't know how to open up just the page. Here's the relationships. You can siphon through your friends, enemies, lovers, workers, idols, single people. Oh, that's the same girl that came up and talked to me while I was chopping wood. So here we go. We have our 20 nails that we need. So we'll go ahead and put it in our pocket. Now we're going to walk over here to our piece of land. Ooh, what's wrong with my guy here? I have a mild illness. I'm cold. It's alright, whatever. We can get sick, but I don't think being sick's going to kill us. But it might. We might die. Who knows? We got to hobble over here to our property, though. And I can look in the store and see there's nothing for sale, just nails. But I'm not going to buy any nails if I could make them. Money's hard to come by. So here, I'll open the small plot. And click it. I click my backpack. Take 20 nails and 5 wood. Click the building development. Build our second hut. Hoorah. So now, I don't have to care about really having nails for a while. So I'm just going to have my guy sit over here. And I want him to chop wood. Oh no, he needs to go to bed. He needs to go rest until he's not sick. Damn it, come on. Go in here and go, I don't know. Yeah, go sleep. But our house is done. And I'm going to drink some water here really quick. Alright, so new house. We're going to take the rental agreement, bring it down to 10. Offer for rent for 10. And we'll take this family here and we're going to bring it up to 60. Whoops. The Spalding family has moved in. So we'll take this rental management, put it on 60. God damn, why does it keep closing? Okay. Put it on 60 like this. Click done. Now this one, we're going to keep on 10. I want someone to move in here. And if these guys move out, I'll lower it back down. But I might as well just put this up. I'll put it up to 45. Why does that close? Well, it closes when you move the mouse off and let go of the button. Yeah, so if I put it here and I unclick, it stays open. But if I drag it and I drag the mouse over here, then I unclick, it closes the screen. So that's why that happens. Okay. $45, and this one is for 60. Good. Now, as I collect wood, looks like I'm still sick though, so I'm just gonna sit here in my house and heal up. I need balm or needs rest, balm, or herbal tea. I don't really want to do that. I don't want to sit in my house like that. It's boring. So I'm gonna come over here and chop some wood, and I don't have player needs on, right? I do have it off. World setting. Player needs false. So I shouldn't die from sickness, but if I do, I'll find out, and then we'll start over. Oh, he's not even sick anymore. So whatever. So he's going to sit here and collect lots of wood. And the first thing I want to use the wood for is I'm going to take this first hut that I built, and we're going to give it all of these upgrades. Better beds, workbench, tanning racks, high quality wattle, a dab, and a guard. So what they do, the small fire helps your people keep warm. The better beds gives your people a buff, so they are happier and work longer, and they do more stuff. The well-rested buff. I don't exactly know what it does, but it's good. It's a good thing to have. The workbench, which is what I have in my house, it allows you to build things like nails and also other stuff like bow and arrows and bows and arrows. The tanning racks allows you to hunt animals and turn them into leather. High quality wattle and dab means your house is less likely to catch on fire, and a garden can produce eggs and fruit and vegetables and all that stuff. So I wonder if I look around the map here, I don't see any fruit on the map. Oh, here, it's a fruit patch right here. Okay. So there is fruit patches and stuff. They used to be shown on the map. I guess they're not on there anymore. How much wood do I have? 4 logs. Cool. The first upgrade that I need is 5. Tanning racks and workbench. I'm gonna skip those for now. I'm gonna go right to 13. Give them better beds. Oh no! You know what I need to do? When I get 5 wood, I gotta give this hut a fire pit. So I'll give it a fire pit first, and then I'll go and upgrade this house. Forgot about that. It's alright though. Yeah, this game's intense. This game's hardcore and intense. It's kind of fun. It's really fun, but at the beginning it's kind of like cozy and peaceful. But that's an illusion. The peacefulness and the coziness is an illusion. And the fun turns into stress. But it's a fun kind of stress though. The kind you like to have when you play a game. So the strategy that I have is I kind of do a rush to the trading post, and then I use the trading post to go out and get weapons from afar and bring them in and sell them. And I use my profits to end up opening a blacksmith and an iron mine so that I can produce my own weapons. because I want everyone in town to have a bunch of weapons available to buy, and shields and armor. So that way, when the raiders come and the raiders attack the village, all of the villagers got weapons and armor and all kinds of shit. And I focus on the weapons because it seems like the NPCs, it's hit or miss. Usually they like to open up bars. You have a couple bars open up. They'll have farms. They like to open farms too. But one of these NPCs can spend their money, open up a bunch of businesses. They can go broke, lose it all, end up being homeless and starve to death. Or they can go and make some big empire and take over the whole town. And it'll make it impossible for you to even be able to buy shit. And then they'll turn around and they'll murder your character. So you always have to be ready for someone to sneak up behind you. So I got 5 wood. So let's go over here to our house. New family. The Antil family. They don't have much silver, judging by their smell. I don't know how you can smell silver. Maybe they can't afford a bath. But I think everybody here is probably pretty smelly. All they gotta do is walk over to the water here and jump in. So it doesn't cost any money. So here we'll put 5 logs into our rental unit, and we're gonna upgrade it and give them a fire pit. Small fire applied. A small fire in your house that keeps you warm during the cold months will also allow you to make some food items. Good. So let's head back over here, chop some wood. Chopping trees down. Now eventually one of these people is going to open up a lumber mill, and once I start selling houses, I can sell these houses for Bertie and family has moved into one of your houses. They'll pay 60 per day. Sweet. So both houses are being rented now. And now I can sell to the tenant. Yeah, so you can click sell and you can offer, and it costs 1,215 is what it'll pay me. But see, when I built it, it only cost 270 silver plus the taxes I pay. So if I upgrade it, every time I upgrade it, it's going to be worth more money. And I can't put this for sale to show how much it's worth because I live here. I can set the bunkhouse as my active house really quick. Go back to the house, and now if I sell it, I can sell this house for 2,815. I'll go back and make it my active house now. So I live here again. Yeah, so you can build a hut for 270 gold. You can come here and chop down all these trees and collect a bunch of wood, right? And then you can upgrade your house with all these upgrades. And then you can turn around and sell this house for thousands and thousands of dollars. And then you can buy another piece of property, build it, but then you can go to the market and you can buy the logs for cheap eventually. And then you can go and upgrade that house, sell it for thousands. And then you can keep going. You can buy more land, upgrade the house all the way, sell it for thousands. But that's only if your people have enough money, because some of them don't have money. Right? A lot of the people come here broke. So this whole game has an economy system that you can play around with, you know. Because even if I make a bunch of weapons and I sell the weapons in the market, the people might be too poor to even buy the weapons. So they won't be able to have them. And I'm over here, it says chop wood, but I'm standing here not chopping wood. And I think it has to do with the fact that I put down my camp. So I'm going to put my camp down over here. And I'll move it. So then I can come back here and chop trees down. And I won't have to, it won't be all glitchy, I don't think. Yeah. That's better. Who's this guy? Hilsa. He's walking over towards me. What's he doing? He's unemployed. He's a poor guy who's unemployed. He's probably got no money. Let's see, does he live in the bunker? Yeah, he lives in the bunk. He lives in the bunkhouse. Wood chopping failed. Alright, that's fine. So I think every time wood chopping fails, you probably have to click the tree over again. Yeah, I think that's what's going on. Whack, whack. Let me zoom out. Alright, that's enough for this episode here. 50-minute long episode, and I got down these two houses here. We got our little settlement on the way. What's our total population? 14. Hell yeah. Does anybody have anything in the market yet for sale? Nope. You can see what's when people sell something to the market, it goes into the deep storage, but you can't see inside the deep storage until you're 55 skill in trading. And there's a stockpile, and you can see that at level 35 you can see the stockpile, and then at level 55 you can see the deep storage. So it says when items are sold to the market, the items get split between deep storage and stockpile. Items are slowly transferred from deep storage to the stockpile, and then from the stockpile to the market. You cannot buy directly from the stockpile or the deep storage. So if somebody comes in here and dumps a ton of food into the market, it's going to take some time before it actually gets to the market for sale. So the only thing for sale right now is these nails. And I think these nails come here automatically. I think over time they just magically pop up. Or they're in deep storage when the game starts. They're probably in deep storage. Either way, they're always put there. That way the citizens have their own nails they can use. But yeah, alright. That's my episode. I hope you enjoyed this game of SÆLIG. And I will see you next time. Have a good day.